Hi, this is Cael McCutcheon with my dad, and the topic today is RC cars again.
RC cars again. All right, so
We had one in earlier.
yeah, we've done one episode. We come back, we're going to get a little bit more in detail, and I have some questions for you today. You've been RC car racing quite a bit here in the last couple months since it's winter time. Motorcycle racing is mainly an outdoor sport. We're kind of in the transition, so
It's taking a break.
taking a break. So let's talk a little bit about RC car racing. Again, you've been doing a lot of this. Where you been going lately?
Ian Hobbies in Columbus and CRCRC in Columbus too.
That's the Columbus Remote Control
Racing Club.
Racing Club. There we go. So you went up there and you went to a big race. It was the pro shootout, but they had a kids class. Tell me a little bit about the kids class.
It was for kids 12 and under, and a 9-year-old my age won it.
Yep, he was a good driver, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Okay, so what place did you end up getting?
4th
All
out
right.
of 5.
4 out of 5 that made the main event. Okay, so what'd you end up winning as your prize for 4th place?
A new top.
A new top. All
And
right.
it's right there.
It's right here. So we brought some stuff today to talk about. Let's talk a little bit about your car specifically. What kind of car do you have?
I have a brushless motor, Traxxas Slash,
Okay.
2-wheel drive.
Two-wheel drive. So, and we have one here with us today. It's not yours, but it's similar to yours. And let's talk a little bit first about what you do to your truck. And I'm going to pull the lid off.
I tear it up.
Well, other than tear it up, let's talk a little bit about the truck and kind of what you do to yours to make it ready to race. So I want you to start off talking a little bit about, say, the motor, for instance.
Oh. Well,
Do you remember what kind of motor you have?
brushless.
Okay, so you have a brushless motor. The motor's located here in the
Millennium.
back.
Millennium
Try to
something.
show that. So, yep, you got the Millennium system, the VLX, and it's a brushless motor. This one is a brushed motor. Do you know what the difference is between them?
Nope.
Well, one's faster.
One's
One has-
faster, one's slower.
There you go. One has brushes on it, makes it a slower motor. This is a 12-turn Titan motor in this one, and then you have the VLX Millennium system. So what else do you use that's special about your car to make it ready to race? Anything?
Fast batteries.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about batteries. We brought some batteries.
This
Hold
is
that up
a-
to the camera there so everybody can see it.
That's a LiPo battery. It holds its charge for a longer amount of time, and whenever it runs out, it shuts off the car.
Yep. So
And then
versus
whenever you turn the
EXC on the controller.
yeah,
Okay.
and whenever you plug that one in, it slowly loses.
What kind is
charge.
this?
3-7.
Well, it's a NIM battery, right?
Yeah.
So this has little batteries, and it's kind of more like your traditional batteries. It's called a NIM battery, and it charges up. How does this one perform?
As you run it, it slows down.
Yep. So if we were to think about a chart, this battery, a NIM battery that looks more like your regular batteries you'd use at home, as soon as you plug it in, you start to drive, the power starts to drop.
And this one, it goes,
Straight across,
yep,
and then just shuts off.
it goes, and
Yep.
straight down.
And this one holds power for longer. So LiPo battery versus a NIM battery. So which one do you race with?
I race with the LiPo.
Yep, obviously the LiPo. So a little bit of difference there. What else you got that's slightly different?
Well, the stock tires are used for street, and you can see they're harder than the
Okay, I'm gonna hold that up. To the camera.
harder than the actual race tires for clay
Yep.
and the
Like what kind of surface have you been racing on?
clay
Indoor clay?
yeah,
Okay, so these have hard lugs,
and these.
and then yeah, you can hold it up to the camera there so everybody can see. And you can see he's pinching it, and it's really soft. It's kind of weird how soft it is. What's inside this one? Do you know?
Rubber.
Foam.
Yeah,
Foam.
something.
So you can see we can actually pinch that one. It's really soft. Which what kind of difference do you see when you drive the tires?
That one gets more traction.
This one gets more traction.
That one gets more traction on the clay and stuff. This
Yep.
one spins on clay.
And this one has specific tread pattern for indoor clay. Okay. Anything else you do to your truck that you have to work on? What do you have to do in between races?
Check the bolts.
What bolts normally come loose on yours?
The ones right here.
Yep, so you gotta go through all the little bolts, make sure everything's tight, nothing's broke. Anything else you work on or check? I've done this a couple of times. What am I checking when I do that?
Shocks. You have to put like oil in these.
Yep.
I remember one time when it hit so hard on mine, it went down and just stuck there.
What would you break? Do you remember? The shock rod?
Yeah, I bent it.
You're pretty hard on shock rods. So, yep, and these are neat little shocks. You can pop them right off, buy the parts. Where do we normally buy our parts?
eBay.
Well, we do a little bit on eBay, but what shop do we normally go to buy parts?
Ed's.
Yeah, Ed's RC in Parkersburg carries a huge selection.
This will do NIM batteries only, and then the one I have, it'll do NIM and LiPo. LiPo on a certain one and NIM on a certain one.
So you have to plug it in and check and make sure it's on the right setting.
Yep.
Okay.
I lift the back up and give it a little bit of gas so the tire spins.
Yep. So, all right. And then let's talk a little bit. You got 4th place at the Pro Shootout for the kids class, and you got yourself a new top. So let's talk a little bit about tops. We got a couple of them here.
Well, Dad messed up and painted the light color first.
Yep.
Like he did on Mom's and my new top.
So I had a little bit of overspray, but other than the mistakes, let's talk about the good part of the top.
Well, you have to paint I had put stickers on mine, and you do it all in the inside. You paint extra coatings of spray paint, I think.
Yeah, special Lexan paint, but yep. Okay, so this is yours. You put the stickers on the inside first, then you paint it and tape it off. All right, set that one over to the side. This is the one we did for Mom to drive. So talk to me a little bit about this one. Same way?
Well, it has special tape in the inside,
right.
So it'll flex instead of bend and break.
So tape and a little bit of shoe goo, and you're in business to help strengthen it, because when they wreck a lot, which you do a lot of, you get a lot of breaks. And when you see the breaks, and I think we have a picture of it. Let's pull up a picture there.
Of my top.
There we go. And then what happened to that top?
I wrecked a lot on that side.
Yeah, wrecked a lot on that side. And we practiced up at Ed's and RC in Parkersburg. And how did that side specifically get torn up?
The wall and the turn after it. It has a straightaway and then a sharp turn, which I turned sharp and just kept on rolling.
So you went up the wall and then landed on the side and crashed on that side?
Sometimes.
So much so that it ripped the whole side off.
But most of the time I go up and then hammer the gas and forget to slow down.
Yep, that happens as well. Okay, so knowing that we've got a couple of different set of cars at home and knowing what you know about them, yours is specifically a Traxxas Slash, but what kind of drive? How many wheels turned on yours?
2. It's like this one.
So just the 2 rear wheels?
2 back wheels. That one just spins.
Okay, and what's the difference? Like, what kind of car does Mom have?
4-wheel drive.
All right.
4-wheel drive is faster than 2-wheel drive, but my 2-wheel drive is faster than yours.
I'm impressed you admitted that the 4-wheel drive was faster. Okay, so Mom gets to race in a different class. All right. So anything else we need to know about your RC hobby?
You don't get hurt.
Yep, there's no injuries in it except for the car. The car takes a pretty good beating.
Yep.
All right. Plans for...
and if you bend down too far and a car jumps over your head and it smacks you.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't be on the track
like
anymore,
Cael.
right? You shouldn't be on the
she
track.
went down like that.
So I guess the rule you're trying to say is you shouldn't go out on the track unless you're turn marshal.
Yeah, unless you know what you're doing.
There you go. Okay. All right. Well, that's our show for this week. I'm out here with Cael McCutcheon, and we're talking about RC racing. And
sponsored by A&M Digital Technologies, and we'll see you next time.
There we go. Cael's got the end tag. So this show is sponsored by A&M Digital Technologies with our crew here, Joe and Cena McDonald's, and we're covering RC cars episode number 2. Getting a little more in depth, and we'll probably have some more information for you next week. So tune in, come back and talk with Cael and JD, who are 5 Minutes Outside guys, and they'll have some more shows dealing with fun stuff outside that 3rd and 4th graders do. All right, thanks, Cael.
You're welcome.